Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Sam and this is your second Adobe Illustrator tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make a new document and about two tools. That's one is selection tool and the second one is shape tool. So for creating a new document, you need to go to file and then click new, or you can also use a shortcut for it, that is Control N. So after that you reach to this screen, and in the screen you can see different options, but for naming your document you need to write the name of your document here. So I am going to name it YouTube. Okay, and now for defining a size, so I'll say if you are using if you're making any kind of arbitrary, so I normally use letter, and you need to make units. You can see right here units to pixels, and the orientation to landscape, which is already landscape. Now maybe your advanced settings are closed, so you just need to press this button. You can see this, and here there are different options, so you just need to click this one and ensure that it will be RGB, it shouldn't be CMYK. So what is the difference between CMYK and RGB? I'm going to define it later. And first of all, you need to just know that you need to keep it like RGB. So click RGB and that's it, click OK. So this is how you can make a new document. Now I am going to teach you about the two tools. One of them is selection tool. So this is the selection tool, the very first tool. Its shortcut is V. For example, if you're using any other tool, like you're using eyedropper tool and you just want to switch to selection tool instantly, then you just need to click V and here you are. Okay, now what is the need of selection tool? So selection tool helps you to select any object on your document. For example, if you have a document, like I am going to make some shape. Now in order to select that shape, you need, how are you going to select that shape? Can you select that shape with pen tool? No, pen tool is something else. You cannot select that shape with a pen tool. And to undo anything, you can just use Control Z. So you just cannot use any other tool to select this object and to move this object all around the document. So for this purpose you need selection tool. You can select this object and you can move it around wherever you want to go. Okay, you have dropped it here and now you have dropped it here. You can also take it to here. So you need a selection tool for this purpose. Okay, now select it, and now I'm going to give it some colors. So you can see here there are two small boxes with a drop down. So click on this and you can select any color you want to give to your box. So what is the difference between these two drop down lists? One of them is for fill. Now fill is basically the inside color. So if I select this is fill. So if I select this and click this color, so you can see that its inside is pink. And this one is called as the outline, the stroke color. So you can see the stroke color is black. Now I'm going to select this one and change the stroke color to like yellow. So you can see that the stroke, sorry you can't see. So I'm going to click it and increase the stroke width. So for increasing stroke width, you just need to increase it, okay, as much as you want. Now you can see I have increased the stroke weight or width. Okay, now if I change this color to green, you can see that its stroke has green color and its fill has pink color. Now I'm also changing its color to red. Now I hope that you got the concept of fill and stroke. Now interesting point, an interesting concept, that if this is a box, that you can select this box, like you can also select things like this. Okay, just clicking on somewhere and then dragging it from above the things, above the objects, and it will select all the objects. As it is only one object right here, so it will select only one object. So now click on to the fill and set it to null or none. Now it's none. Now if you click here, it's not going to pick this object. Sorry, with drag it will pick it, but if you click here, you can see it's not picking this. But it's not going to pick this. If you set this to none, then you see that it's not going to pick it if you cannot pass through the center. So now you can only select this object by clicking on the borders or at this exact center, because there is nothing inside this box. But if you give this box any color, now you can select it from any place inside the box. So this is just a conceptual approach. Then when your box is like empty, then you have to select it by clicking at the border or exactly at the center. Now another thing, when you have selected your object, now if you wanted to, let's decrease this to 0. Now if you wanted to increase its size or decrease its size, let's say I am decreasing its size. Now you can see that it is not decreasing in a fixed ratio, but I just want that my object shrink or increase in size with fixed ratio. Then what do you need to do? You just select that object which you want to shrink or increase in size in fixed ratio and just click shift. And now if you're going to increase your object, it is going to increase its size or decrease its size, but in a fixed ratio. So if you want to increase the size of your object or decrease the size of your object, you just need to do this while clicking shift if you don't want to disturb your ratios. But you can see that when I press on shift and I drag this is changing the place where my object is holding object was placed before. For example, before increasing its size, its center is this one, and now if I increase the size of this object, then its center become this, which I don't want. I just want that my object should be placed at the same position and its size will increase and the ratios are not disturbed, okay, of width and height. So what can you do? You just click shift and also press alt at the same time, and now if you click on any of the edge on any of the points, anchor points, and then drag it, then it's going to increase its size and also not disturbing the ratios of width and height, and also placing your object at the same position as it was placed before, so the center remains the same. Okay, now come to the rotation. If you want to rotate your object, now select the selection tool, select your object and go to any of the anchor points. You can see this icon that is now being shown. So you can see this icon. If you see this icon, click there and now move your cursor either below or up. If you move up, then it's going to rotate anti-clockwise. If you are going to move it below, then it's going to rotate clockwise. So this is how you can rotate your object. But now you want it to rotate your object in a fixed angle, so you just need to click here and press shift. Now there are certain angles at which it's going to rotate. For example, minus 45, 90, 135, 180, 135, 90, like this. So there's a difference of 45 degrees. So if you want to rotate your object in a fixed angle of 45 degrees, then you can click shift and press shift and then you rotate your object. Now let's talk about this. This is just a rectangle or square, okay, or an object with four corners, four edges. So if you want to make different objects, so you can just click here or right click here. If you right click here, you can see these are the geometric shapes that are already defined in Adobe Illustrator, and you can pick any of them and make any of them. For example, I have made a rectangle, and if you press shift, then it's going to make a square. It's not going to make a rectangle. It's going to make a four cornered geometric shape which has same height and width. But if you just leave holding your shift key, then it's going to just make any arbitrary rectangle. Okay, so for creating a square, you need to press shift. Okay, so I've created a square, I have made a rectangle, and now I'm going to make a rounded rectangle. I have made a rounded square, and now I'm going to create an ellipse. And if you create want to create a fixed radius square, then you need to make this a fixed radius circle. Fixed radius circle. Then you need to press shift. But if you want to just make an oval, then you can just make like you just click and drag it. And now polygon, for polygon you can just click like this and it will work like this. Okay, just click and drag. But if in order to make a polygon whose you can see have fixed faces, one face is above and one is down, then you need to press shift, otherwise it's going to be like anywhere arbitrary. Okay, this is arbitrary and this is pressing shift. And now there's not much difference, so I can say, wait a minute, this is arbitrary one, and this is arbitrary, and this is after pressing shift. So you can see the difference. And here star tool, so you can also see the difference in star tool. This is arbitrary and this is a star tool with pressing shift. Okay, just let me organize them in a good pattern. So here is an oval and here's our circle, and here just put them here, and now place it here, this and this and this, and what left here is flared. Leave this tool for now, I'll explain it later. First you need to make things with these four, I guess, geometric shapes. No, these five geometric shapes. Keep practicing, and hope you got all the concepts which I have told you in this tutorial. Okay, I am sharing with you an assignment, and if you are good in making this assignment, or you successfully complete the assignment, then it means that you have gained all the concepts that I have told you in this video, and you've learned all the things that I have explained. Thanks for watching, and this is your assignment.